Happy to. What attracts me to Geralt? I'm a big gamer. I've played the games a lot, many hours put into those, and Warcraft. But we're not talking about that today. And there was something about Geralt which really struck a chord with me. He's not your average hero. He's a very hard exterior, tough, real-world type person who won't treat everyone perfectly. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, deep down, he's a real hero, right at the bottom of it. And he keeps that very secret and very private.
To those who don't know, what is a witcher?
What is a witcher?
Yes.
Right. Okay, hands up here who doesn't know what a witcher is.
Who doesn't know what a witcher is? There's a couple people who don't know.
There's actually quite a few.
Tell them, Henry,
okay.
Tell them.
Yeah, no, I wasn't criticizing the question. That's an awesome question. I was just wondering. Okay, what is a witcher? A witcher, in short, is a young boy who's been taken from the streets or left to fend for themselves, and then ultimately taken in by this group called witches. And they are trained to levels of almost inhuman agility and endurance. And then from there, they're subjected to various alchemical trials, and they become mutants. Most of these children do not survive, and say 1 in 10 would survive these trials. And then after that, they are trained in the art of monster hunting, and they travel the world hunting monsters for coin. Mm-hmm. And that is their one and sole purpose in the world, and they are often rejected by people because they're not supposed to have emotions.
Ooh.
And that serves them very well in their monster hunting. But ultimately, just a group of badasses who kill monsters.
Yeah, some of that wasn't grammatically correct. But how did you feel about it? What made you say, I need to fight for this role?
That's a good question, because I was very passionate about the games. I did play them a lot, and every time I played the games, I just thought, I really hope they make this into a movie or a TV show or something. And eventually, I heard, and it was, I don't want to use any cliche terms or anything, but it was something which I wasn't going to let pass me by without giving it my absolute best shot. And so, yeah, I annoyed the hell out of my agents, called them every day, and I said, you better be calling them, what's going on, sort of, why am I not in that room yet? And they kept on telling me the same things that Lauren told you, which was, they're not ready, they haven't got a showrunner yet, let alone a script. And so when Lauren came on, then I started pushing harder. Mm-hmm. And then I finally got the room with Lauren, and Lauren said, it's great to meet you, but we're not even ready to cast anything yet. So you're just gonna have to wait. And I did, and I waited 4 months, and thankfully the 206 other people.
Sorry guys.
For whatever reason, I'm sure they're fantastic, but whatever reason, didn't have that thing, and which was right for Geralt. And it's an absolute honor for me to have the opportunity to bring this guy to the screen. It's a guy who lives very closely to my heart.
I want to throw to a clip because I'm a very visual learner and I need to see things to understand fully, but I do understand that every time we see Geralt in this show, we're looking at you, that there's no stunts person for you, is that correct?
That is correct. It's very important to me that when you see Geralt on screen, that you know it's Geralt and that it's not some guy who can do the Geralt stuff and I'm just the acting piece in there.
The thing with magic as well, it's one of those things which we're using as a force which is drawn from. You draw from chaos, and that is explained in Yennefer's storyline especially, and it manifests in different ways, and you will see it as the audience how it manifests, and some familiar things which players of the game and readers of the books will understand. Mm.
How do you make these characters your own when there's so much sort of lore to pull from, and there's always going to be, that guy in the comments who's like, no, things are different.
No, we don't have any of this.
He's watching this now,
We have none of those.
And he's typing.
I mean, there's always going to be someone or someone's who will have a different idea. That's the beauty of adapting a book, especially when adapting books. Everyone has their own mental imagery of what a character looks like or how they behave or what they sound like. And it's about just going all in and making it what you think it is. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily conforming to what every single person says on the internet, because then you'll lose. because everyone says something different, and it's different for everyone. You just provide what your insight to the character is and who you believe they are, and you go from there. I mean, you just, basically, the themes of the show are very, and the books, they're very based in real world themes and how people feel about all these things, whether it be racism, social injustice, whether it be politics. And that's something which everyone can follow. And as soon as you throw a monster in there, it's okay as well, and pretty darn cool. So we've actually got kind of free reign to throw monsters in whenever we want. And it's like, well, yeah, it's The Witcher, because the whole world is based around the conjunction of the spheres and monsters existing. And yes, sometimes humans are the real monsters, but other times they're not. Other times it's monsters that are the real monsters. For me, personally, it's like, it would be like playing another run of The Witcher 3, but with a completely different skin on. And that, I think, would be interesting, because I've played it through a number of times now, and it's like, okay, cool, I've done it, I've seen it, and I still get that same enjoyment out of playing it through, but what if I could play it slightly differently? Then, yeah, this is kind of what it is for me when you're doing the show. Yes, it's Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher, but he looks like me now. And for me, that's an interesting thing. It creates a freshness to it, because the themes are still very similar.